Hi everybody, welcome back to Quarantine Cooking with Carolyn. Well, I took a few days off and it's time to get back to normal again, whatever that is. So today I'm going to show you how to make a cheesy beef and pasta bake. And this is a nice family favorite. I think you're going to love it. Thing seems to like it every time I make it. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And I've got a pot of water boiling on the stove. Actually, it hasn't quite come to a boil yet. And when this comes to a boil, I'm going to add to it 8 ounces of an elbow pasta or any small pasta that you have on hand. I'm actually going to use these little spirals because that's what I've got on hand. And it's, as I've said before, it's not rocket science. Then, the next step is I'm going to heat this pan over medium heat, and I've already sprayed it with canola oil spray, and I'm going to add to the pan 1 cup of diced onion and 1 cup of pre-shredded carrot. And I'm not even going to measure this, guys. I'm just going to give you a good handful. It's not rocket science. It'll be fine. And we're going to cook this for about 4 minutes. And then after about 4 minutes, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. So our vegetables are ready, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of this pre-minced garlic to the pan. That would be 2 cloves if you are chopping it yourself. I'm just going to mix that in. And then I also added the pasta to the pot over here, and it's doing its thing. So give that a little stir, give this a little stir. And we're just going to cook this garlic for about a minute. Now, if you have some vegetables in your refrigerator that might not get used up otherwise, this would be a place to add them. When you add the onion and carrot to the pan, you could also add some bell peppers, mushrooms, celery, anything like that that you want to otherwise use up. And it's a great way to get your family, or AKA read your kids, to eat more vegetables without them even knowing it. So just a tip, you know, because you don't like to waste that stuff. I never like to waste it. I always have this grand idea that I'm going to eat all these vegetables, and, you know, so often they do go to waste. So now I'm going to add a pound of ground beef to this. I'm going to break it up a little bit with my hands. And I'm going to cook this for about 4 or 5 minutes. If you want to cut the fat in this recipe a little bit more, you could use a pound of ground turkey or a pound of ground chicken here as well. So the ground beef is now browned, and to this I'm going to add an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. And I'm going to add about a teaspoon or so of salt and a little bit of pepper. And I'm just going to mix that up, and I'm going to let that cook for about 2 more minutes, and just until the liquid starts to evaporate. So while the beef mixture was cooking, I drained my pasta, and I'm now going to add the beef mixture to the pasta mixture. And this is a real juggling act here. There we go. Just like that. Set that down. And we're just going to mix that all up. There we go. And we're just going to set that to the side for a minute. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. And now we're going to make the cheesy part of this dish. So, back over on the stove on medium heat, I'm going to add 1 cup of fat-free milk and 2 tablespoons of regular all-purpose flour. And this is a 2 tablespoon measure. I'm going to get that out of the way. and 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. That's probably a little more than 1/8, but that's okay. And then we're gonna whisk this to combine, and we're gonna cook it over medium-high heat for 2 minutes, whisking constantly. The milk mixture has now thickened up, and that's what you're looking for. It's been just about 2 minutes, I think, yeah. And to this, I'm adding 1 cup of a shredded, sharp, lower fat cheddar cheese. And we're just gonna continue to whisk that until it gets smooth. In fact, I'm gonna turn the heat off here. And I'm gonna move this over to here. And we're gonna add this to the pasta and beef mixture in the pot. We wanna get all of this. You don't wanna waste any of the cheesy bit. All right. And then we're gonna stir this all around just to get everything really incorporated. You know, just that little bit of nutmeg, and I can really smell it in here. It's yummy. Oh, it smells so good. All right, and then we're gonna add the whole shooting match here to an 11 by 7 inch baking dish. Oops. Let's see if we can get a better grip on this. It's always a little bit of a juggling act. Here we go. I think that's it. Yep, there we go. And I've already sprayed the pan with a little bit of cooking spray. And then to this, I'm going to add another 1/2 cup of cheese. So I've added that last 1/2 cup of cheese here, and this is now ready for the oven. It's gonna go into a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes, just until it's light brown. And then when it comes out, let it stand for 5 minutes before you dig in. And just a little side note, don't overcook this dish because you will lose all that creamy goodness. The pasta will kind of suck up all of the moisture. So 20 minutes and pull it out. So here is what this looks like coming out of the pan. Cheesy and yummy and gooey. Add a vegetable to this and dinner is on the table. It's a couple of steps, guys, but give it a try because I know you've got this.